welcome to Kentucky Brew Reviews. I'm Radar.
Special K, and tonight we're doing a highly requested bourbon. We have Old Forester. This is Old Forester 100 proof, 50% alcohol by volume. Made by, I don't know much about it. Whiskey is distilled by us only. We are only responsible for the richness and fine quality and elegant. So this isn't contracted out.
This looks like one of the 2020 bottles, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, so this is pretty modern bottle. Don't know the age on this one off the top of my head. It does not say it on the bottle. And as you guys know, we don't do any research beforehand, but I do know that Old Forester is in Louisville. I paid $22 for this bottle, which is pretty cheap for a 100 proof bourbon. You guys have been asking for us to do Old Forester for a long time.
And this is not cask strength. That's different.
Yeah, this is not single barrel or cask strength. So, just so you guys know, I get a little coffee on the nose,
A little pepperiness.
Toffee. It's very hot.
And I know we say this regularly whenever we smell bourbon, but it does smell like. Smells like molasses, smells like oak. These are things you expect.
So because this is a higher proof bourbon, we're going to try it straight, but we're going to mix a little water with it. It's not the 30 or 40% what we're normally used to trying. So we'll taste this straight and then we'll add a little water to it because it's probably going to need it because it smells awfully hot.
It is.
Very hot. Just had a little splash in mine.
Yeah, a spoon, please.
I just had maybe like a half ounce, nothing crazy. Straight. I mean, it's hot. If you don't mind drinking hot bourbon, like I said, it needs a tiny bit of water to cool it down a little bit. You get a little bit of I'm getting nutmeg on there for sure. It's sweet, but it's not like Canadian whiskey sweet level.
There's so much brown sugar on the end.
Yeah,
it is hot, but it's also, as you let it sit there and mellow, it's so much brown sugar.
The water helps it immensely.
It does tend to open up.
It brings a little more of a nuttiness to it, almost like a hint of like anise flavor to it or something like that, like black licorice. It's surprisingly good. I don't have a lot of experience with Old Forester. It's not one that I've drank regularly. So this is my first experience with it. But I do like this bourbon for a higher proof bourbon for sure. I think this would be best with like maybe an ice cube or something.
It is surprisingly anise. Like, that's not something you pick up very often in bourbon. Less sweet once you put some water in it. I think it's a little bit more sweet without water.
I like the water. It helps it a lot. I think it, like I said, that little bit of water, it really needed.
I almost think it's more palatable at 100 proof than it is with just a little touch of water in it to open it up. It is good though, regardless.
As usual, we're going to mix it. This is a mixer that's recommended on the website. We're going to use L8, which is a little bit of citrus. It's a ginger ale with citrus soda. But first, we're going to go ahead and rate it straight. I do like it. It's a very good bourbon. It is hot. I do recommend water or ice with it if you're a bourbon drinker. That being said, being $22, $23 a bottle, this would be a great bottle to keep on your shelf. For your guests, it's not going to break the bank. You're not paying like Woodford $35 bucks. You're not paying
That's very true.
Peerless prices, which are $7. You're not paying Four Lows a single batch barrel where you're paying $40, $50.
Yeah.
So that being said, I think it's a solid 8.
$22 is very, very fair. I think I prefer it straight as opposed to with a little bit of water in it, but I also think that bourbon should be a little bit hot. I think that's how it should be. I think as a straight 100 proof bourbon, I will give it a 6.5. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's definitely better than what I would expect out of like a $20 bourbon. What about you?
I already rated it, so.
Oh, well, never mind then.
It brings out more of the anise and apple scent. The L8.
I mean, ginger goes really well with bourbon to begin with, and citrus goes really well with bourbon also.
Oh,
I think Ale8 is fantastic.
Killer. That is killer.
Ooh, that is really nice. Both of these are room temperature. Well,
no, that's
the Ale8 is refrigerated.
Yeah, it's been refrigerated.
The Old Forester, however, is room temperature. It brings it down quite a bit.
So normally when you mix something like soda and it makes it a little bit sweet, but because this is a higher proof bourbon, it actually takes a lot of the sweetness away, and it makes it. You get a lot of the woody. You get the nutmeg. You get a little bit of apple. You get the anise in there, but all it does is make it a little less hot, and it brings the ginger brings a little bit of the more of the bourbon characteristics out.
A little bit of cherry. Do you have cherry?
I wasn't getting cherry. I can see where you're saying that from, but that's more of a almost like a I can't explain it. Like a nutty. It's like a nutty. For me, it's like nutmeg and like apple kind of flavor.
Like old cherries. I don't know.
You're an old cherry.
I think it tastes kind of like old cherries. Anyways,
it's an old cherry.
This is fantastic as a mixer as well.
I think. And for being the price range it is, it's not like a sin to mix something that's $22
Well, I don't think it's necessarily a sin to mix something that's $1,000 a bottle.
Some people get salty about it, so...
Well, they can...
It just depends on my mood, man. Sometimes I'm in a whiskey sour mood. Sometimes I want L8 and bourbon. A lot of times I just want a little bit of bourbon on the rocks. You know, it just depends on my mood.
Ooh, that's something we should do. We should talk about sours sometimes.
Whiskey sours are good.
There's different levels of sours.
And also, people put eggs in it. Eggs is an ingredient in sours.
And bitters.
Bitters is okay, but why eggs? It's so weird.
We'll talk about this one.
Yeah. Anyway, as a mixer, I'm going to give it an 8.5. I think this is a better mixer than it is straight because it's a hotter bourbon. It's my opinion.
I think I'll give it an 8 as a mixer. I think that Old Forester 100 proof is really good to mix with a lot of different things. Ale8 is fantastic with it. There's nothing wrong with mixing with Ale8, and because you say it's $22, it really doesn't hurt me very much to mix it with anything.
No, $22 is a great price.
Go ahead and do it.
Like I said, I can't think off the top of my head any other bourbons that are 100 proof that are $22.
Well, I can't think of anything that are $22 that are really standing next to this one.
Yeah. So, all right, well, that's been our episode. If there's something you'd like to see on the channel, you leave a comment down below. Don't forget to hit that like button. I'm Special K.
And I'm Radar.
Thanks for watching.